Hello, welcome to my little trip down road testing memory lane. Now, I'm really going to go back in time now because I've decided to put my money where my mouth is and buy a Suzuki GSX-R750. So the GSX-R750 is a bike that's kind of been with me really my whole riding career. You know, it was the first big bike I ever had in 1988, a GSX-R750J. And I've just absolutely loved them all the way through my road testing career at MCN, really, for the first 10 years of it. You know, did loads and loads of tests on it. I raced it a couple of times in the Suzuki GSX-R European Cup. And I absolutely adore them. And you can see why in what makes this bike great video that I recently did on the GSX-R750. And for me, you know, nothing really scratches my sports bike itch like a GSX-R750, and you know, I thought I'd better get one of these before it's too late, before they're all too old and all too worn out. So I've been on the hunt. I wanted the latest evolution of the GSX-R750, so that means the 2011 model onwards, the L1 onwards, and I also wanted to try and find one that's less than 10,000 miles. And really, I mean, I get to ride all the time. I've got long-term test bikes, but I just really fancy the GSX-R750, you know, wind back the years a little bit, go out for some nice sunny evening rides, and also ride to some track days because I fancy doing some track day stuff on it. I've been on the hunt for the past few months and realised they're quite strong money nowadays. I think everybody's getting in on the act. I looked at one at a dealership, but it was a little bit rusty around the edges, and I've looked on quite a few online, and they've either been good ones that have been snapped up, or I've contacted a few owners and they've been kind of less than amiable, shall we say, when it comes to selling. So luckily, a friend of mine called Carl Turner has got a 2014 GSX-R750 L4, which is for sale, but the only problem is it's been crashed. So 4 or 5 years ago, he did a track day at Brands Hatch and crashed at Druids. So Druids crashes aren't particularly bad, you know, they're normally low size, which this was, not a huge amount of speed, didn't hit anything solid, so the bike just slid along the tarmac, it didn't hit anything and tumble, so the damage is relatively light, and it was stripped down at the time, but because kind of life got in the way for Carl, it was just left in that state really for the last 4 or 5 years. So I went down to see it at his place near Ramsgate, where I'm from, and it looked in a bit of a sorry state just because it's under, you know, so many layers of dust. But hopefully it shouldn't take too much to kick it straight. So we fleshed out a deal, and now I'm the proud owner of a Suzuki GSX-R750 L4. So it's actually the first motorcycle. I mean, I bought a T-Max in 2017, which I've sold now, unfortunately. But it's the first motorcycle I've owned since 2000, 24 years ago, when I bought a Ducati 916 just before MCN, which I later had to sell for MCN to help me live. So the plan is to get the 750 ready for Suzuki Live, which is a big Suzuki event at Cadwell Park in June. You can see the description down below in the description box. And it's kind of a weekend celebrating Suzuki. So there's lots of race bikes there, there's lots of displays, and there's a track day there. So my plan is to ride it there and do some laps around the track, which I'm really looking forward to. It'll probably still be scratched up because bodywork doesn't grow on trees for that bike. But hopefully it will be mechanically perfect with the help of my friend Bob Stockley. You may have seen Bob on previous racing videos. He builds and helps me run my racing bikes. Very patient young man, but very good at what he does. And he's agreed to help me strip this bike down, see what it needs, and we can rebuild it together. When I say together, he'll probably do most of the work. I'm no RRC restoration, that's for sure. I want to keep it as standard looking as possible, but over time I want to either repair or replace the bodywork to get it all looking standard again, and also fit the parts that I've always dreamed of with the GSX-R750. When I've had my long termers, I've never really had them long enough to do anything meaningful with them apart from ride them. So I really want to get a rear shock, a racing shock, fork internals, not necessarily race setup, but just better quality than standard, even though the standard stuff's pretty good. I want to get the brakes kind of upgraded because they fade quite a lot. Shorter gearing, which isn't much, it's just 1 tooth smaller front sprocket, which isn't a big deal. And that's it. It doesn't need a lot. Tyres, won't do much to the engine because it's got a strong enough engine anyway. It's got a Yoshi pipe on it at the moment, but that's pretty scratched up, so I'm happy for the standard pipe. And yeah, just enjoy it, just keep it standard. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to shoot some videos about how the bike goes along the way as it's being rebuilt, and then finishing it off with hopefully a little ride to Cadwell. So I'm going to head down to Ramsgate now. We're going to dig it out the garage where it's been living for the last 4 or 5 years, see what needs to be done to it, and then start our journey on getting this 750 back on the road. So I'm off down to Ramsgate. So this is it, moment of truth. We've just gone to pick the bike up, and we brought it back to Bob's now. We're going to get out the van and see what needs doing. Let's have a little glimpse. Here it is. What have we got here, Bob?
Fucking Juxer. It's all about the GSX-Rs these days, Michael.
I know. What's happened to us?
I don't know.
It rolls. That's one good thing.
Fucking Juxer.
It's tiny.
It does look tiny, doesn't it?
It does.
Looks like it's got a ride height device,
Yeah.
if you ask me.
So Bob, this is being crashed at Druids. So what we got? So too much of the bodywork's been taken off. It hasn't needed to be stripped down as much as it has it?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know what it looked like when it was in the gravel, but I was expecting it to be worse. It's sort of superficial.
Yeah.
Looks like it's had a low side, does it?
A what?
A low side, I'd say.
Yeah, low side.
And
so we've got the.
but this isn't even bent, you know,
No.
which is good.
Bearing bracket looks straight. It's got Brembo master cylinder. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
It needs a new grit. Throttle tube looks all right.
Yeah.
New bar end. I wonder if this lever can be.
Yeah, we can sort that lever
Sort
out.
that.
To be honest, that lever will be all right. I can.
Yeah, it's not
Probably,
bent, is it?
It's not bent. We can do two things. You can either buy one of these. We've actually got one as a spare part.
Oh, from the Beamer.
Well, from the Gen 3 Beamers
Yeah.
that we had, I've got some. You know, I never throw anything away, so I've got some of those that I've refurbed.
So fuel tank kind of looks okay, although that's what, bent, broken a clip or something.
I think there's a clip behind that. I think that goes. But I'll have a look in a minute.
Yeah. Engine case, it's just a bit of superficial damage, but we get some.
This has been repaired, but to me, it hasn't leaked any water.
No.
So I think there was a scuff, but I think I'll rub that down a bit, but I think you're talking about, I'll see if it does leak water. I don't think it will, but you're talking about potentially getting some GB engine covers for it, are you?
Get some engine covers, use a new foot peg. I think we've got the standard exhaust coming soon, so put that on.
That's the only thing, our little bone of contention. Michael wants a standard bike So I might have to let that leave here with that exhaust on it, and he'll have to change that when he gets back to Stamford.
So it's got no blocks in it, but we've got the world's biggest jigsaw over here that we don't know quite where everything goes yet. That should be pretty straightforward, shouldn't it?
I don't think it's. I think the first thing is I'm going to take it apart a little bit more, give it a good clean, see exactly where we are.
Yeah.
Drop the oil, drop the water.
Yeah. Spark plugs, air filter.
Spark plugs, air filter.
Chain. Well, the chain don't look too
chain,
bad.
I've got to be honest, the chain's fine. That's
Yeah.
it, and it's a good chain as well. The only thing you'd want to change that for is if you was going to. I mean, the sprocket's all right. Is if you wanted to run like a 520 or something. But
Yeah.
I don't see as if you're using it as a road bike.
Use it as a road bike.
That chain will be fine.
So yeah,
I don't
standard.
know what the gearing is. You might want to drop. You might want to drop a tooth or something on the front sprocket. I don't know.
Yeah, one too smaller on the front sprocket. 4mm spacer in the top will stick.
Is that something you can just buy?
Yeah, you can buy a 4mm spacer. I think BSD do them. I'll get one of them. It's got a quick shifter on, which my brother actually fitted to Carl's bike there.
It's a good. It's an HM and all. So
Yeah.
we're not messing about with quality. It's
Only on
good.
the way up. No blipper, because it's not riper wire.
No. But that's all right.
Too bad, is it?
I really don't think it's that bad at all. And if you do break down on circuit,
Yeah, we've got
you've
a
got
nice
the original
toolkit.
toolkit, so you can mend it. That's all you need.
Yeah, this is. He bought a second-hand one of these. It's got the wrong colour sticker on it, so that's not a big problem.
I saw this earlier and I wondered if it was like a semaphore indicator.
Yeah,
Do you know
like
what
the
I
old,
mean?
that's it.
Like you used to get on the old Morris Minors. But of course it isn't.
And then box of bits. What we got in here?
Well, I've got no idea what that is. So that's one of the old panels. I believe that you've got some nice
There's
new
another-
panels.
Well, things like that are okay, aren't they?
Oh, that's two pieces. Good. We'll find the other piece.
It's
of
just
that.
like an infill panel under the
Yeah, so
chin.
There's a little triangle there. Did you say chain or chin?
Chin.
That's one for you, Brian, if you're watching.
So I think that's the replacement
That's the
panel, but that's
replacement
damaged
panel.
as well.
Yeah.
That bit's
That nose piece.
all right. The white.
It's all right. It's fair in lower. The headlamp.
It's still.
I mean,
it's okay, isn't it?
it's broken.
Is it?
Yeah, but I don't think that's an issue. I think, well, to be honest, I think I could mend that. I could mend it with a bit of araldite. Or, I reckon with a washer behind it, it would work. It's just got this little thing there. I think we can mend that.
Okay.
Set of hickory dickories.
Blocks. I think they definitely work. Oh, you've got the key, haven't you, in the van?
Yeah. I hope this will reset itself to 0. It probably will,
Yeah.
but we'll see about that. And if not, I'm sure that's fixable. More panels, seat cover, mirrors. Panel sort of add it.
Yeah.
All little things. Interestingly enough, and I forgot about them, Mick, the other day for my GSX-R750.
This one.
I wanted a couple of bits, and then it suddenly struck me, in Canterbury, we've got Robinsons.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you want spare parts,
Yeah.
they've got everything.
Yeah,
If they
yeah.
haven't got it, they'll have it for you the
Yeah.
next day. So that makes life super easy. I think you've got a very sexy little Alcantara seat.
Has that been
It's been covered. Might make your arse sweat. Factory. And then
More
there's a bit of
panels.
indicator I can see.
Yeah.
More panels. mean, quite frankly, that looks alright.
That side's alright, isn't it?
Yeah.
Left side.
It's briefed because it's smaller.
That's it. It's brief.
It's a brief. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Air intake. I'd say.
Whoa.
More indicators. Infield panel. Indicator, rear indicator, front indicator for the mirror. That's all right, I'm sure.
Screws.
And then
some screws. I bet they're not all there. But some might still be in the bodywork.
I mean, we'll be all right for screws. I've got 30 years worth of screws and nuts and fixing. So I listen. I think you've, you know, you paid a fair price for it, but I think you've got a good bike.
Yeah. I love it.
It's all here.
I love it.
I'm quite excited.
Yeah. Right. He can't help himself. He's tinkering already. Everyone needs a bob.
You hear that, Debs? Yeah. See if I can get some, just some power running through the electrical system there, and then see if I can get those clocks to fucking zero. Sauce from
Not the crazy Frenchman.
my friend Chris got it for me. It's very easy to fod up. It's very convenient. But it's so long since I've seen him. That was a bad Fabrice to Bruce. Miss him.
We do. Have to get the old crew back together one day. It's pretty good now, isn't it?
I know things always look good wet, but mate, it's alright.
It's good.
That's just a little skirmish. That of a little bit of a bob it up. It'll be happy days.
Finally got my 750. I'm well excited. I'm really chuffed. Doesn't look as bad as it did do sat in the shed where it was. Needs a good old clean, good old service. All the sticky out bits on the right hand side need replacing or repairing, but it shouldn't be too much of a big job. But yeah, I'm just so chuffed. It looks tiny as well. I don't remember them being that small, but at the end of the day it's a 600 with a slightly bigger engine. So yeah, Bob's going to work his magic over the next few weeks, and I'm going to come back soon and see how he's getting on with it. And if you want to see how my 750 ends up, keep watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.